Right, Lewis, a disappointing 1-0 defeat here today against Chatham. Obviously they finished with 9 men. How was your sort of overall take on the game?
Yeah, as you say, it's disappointing. It's disappointing in obviously the way we lost as well. It's a freak goal. That doesn't happen, the whole season. I've not seen it in near enough the whole time I've played football. But do you know what? It's frustrating, but I take a lot of positives out of that, to be honest with you. Today, I thought, even when they had 11 men, I think we dominated the game. The boys delivered the game plan to a T, exactly what we wanted to do. They pressed when they needed to press. We won the ball back high. We caused them all sorts of problems. I think, we counted the first half, we had 14 corners, I think. That just shows you sort of the pressure we was putting on them. If I'm being ultra negative, yeah, maybe we could have been a bit better at set pieces, so that's something we need to look at. And, again, when they go down to 9, last 10 minutes, 12 minutes, should we have had a few more shots and been a little bit more, let's go for it sort of thing, rather than just sort of keeping the ball. But look, the boys did an unbelievable job. I think there's a lot of positives to take, and I think, as I say, we keep that bar where it is now, and the boys keep delivering, we'll be safe, 100%.
Absolutely, and it's good that you sort of look to the positives instead of maybe focusing on the negatives. But like you say, if we're sort of being ultra critical, are you maybe slightly disappointed in the last sort of 10 minutes when their keeper got sent off that we didn't, punish a striker and then went in goal and didn't get more shots off?
Yeah, 100%. Like I said, look, the boys know as well. We've all said it. We've just spoke about that. We know, of course, when someone goes in goal. But again, I think if that goal we don't concede, it gives a whole different dynamic to that game. All of a sudden we're 1-0 down, it's a freak goal, and the boys are like, look, we need to get back into this. So it gets a little bit frantic, and then obviously they get the 9 men, it's the scuffle with the goalkeeper and stuff like that, and then all of a sudden it's like, right, we need to force it a little bit now. I think if that goal doesn't go in, and it's still, they go down to 9 and it's still 0-0, then we attack and we approach it slightly different. But look, hindsight's a fine thing. Like I said, for me, I think there's a hell of a lot of positives to take out of that, and that's what I'll be doing, and I know that's what my assistant dean will be doing. We've got a big week ahead of us now in training, and like I said, I can't fault any of the boys for what they did today. It's just one of them games, and like I said, for me, we was the much better team, regardless of the 10-9 men, the 25 minutes with 11 men, we was the better team, and as I say, the set pieces and all that prove it. Could we be a little bit more clinical? Yes, of course we can, but I would think we'd probably say that all season. If Dan Perry doesn't score, it doesn't look like we're going to score, but I thought Josiah, he was a very good, his first debut. I thought Nathan, the centre half, I thought he was brilliant. As I say, I could go through the whole team, I honestly could. I thought everyone to a T was brilliant, and it was just one of them games.
Absolutely. Well, like you say, one of those games, and I don't want to be too cliche, but it always seems to happen when you're down the wrong end of the table, those games. But like you said, we've got 5 games left now. We're still out of the bottom 4, but we've got a big tough test, like every game is in this league, next week away to Cray Valley. How do you sort of, pick up the boys again after, maybe they're sort of a bit deflated after, losing to 9 men? How do you sort of pick them up in week and make sure that we put in a really good performance again next week?
Well, look, that's why I'm in this job. I have to do that. If I don't do that job, I'm not doing my job right. So, like I said, the boys for the last 2 weeks have been unbelievable. We'll get to work on Tuesday. I'm sure their attitude, their positivity will be back. Of course, like me, I'm going to be hurting, but nothing's changed in terms of, Hayward Heath didn't get the result they needed, VCD lost, so we're still 1 point out. So like I've just explained to them in there, it's 5. We've got a mini league, we've got 5 games now. 5 games that we work hard at. We don't let our standards drop from today. We can't get up for Chatham and then go to Faversham like we did. We need to stay at Chatham level every time, and they know that, and I'm sure those boys will deliver. When we do that, the boys will be fine, and obviously we'll get it nice and positive again for next week for when we go to Cray.
Absolutely. Well, I really appreciate your time, Lewis, and we'll see you next week.